sent this product by Wuben. I have reviewed a few Wuben products, and let me tell you straight away, this is not a pen. It looks like a pen, but it is more of an EDC product than that it is a pen product, because it is not a pen product. So, if you only like pens, this may be a video that's not of interest to you. If you do like EDC type products, then I do think there is some interesting stuff to play with in this pen. So, a kind thank you to Wuben for sending me the pen. I'll show you the parts, what it does, and I'll talk about likes and dislikes. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go with the Wuben E62, I can't speak, Penlight. You see it here next to a Pilot Metropolitan, just as a size comparison. So, what is going on with this object? I was about to say pen, but it's not actually a pen, it's just a pen-shaped flashlight and other things. So the parts, quickly going over that, you have a glass breaker on that end, and then some nice ribs there, which do make for a comfortable grip. Although I suppose in a glass breaking sense you would use the pen like that. I keep saying pen, sorry, it's just because it's a pen-like object. We have a clip, so it's pretty stiff, but it does work. So you can put this in a pocket as you see fit. Here we have a charging port, which is nice. I haven't shown you the box because mine came in a reviewer box, not the typical box. It does come with a charging cable, which is actually Wuben branded, which I thought was a nice touch. It's just a simple USB charging cable. Works well. This may look like something, but it's not really. It's just where the what attaches the clip and what pivots this part. This part being a knife. Almost touched that the wrong way. This is a number 11 scalpel, which is interesting. They try to incorporate a knife blade into this. If you can check out my review of the E61, which is an object that looks a lot like that, but that actually has a pen. And I do remember saying something like it doesn't have a knife, but now it does. The advantage of scalpel blades like these is that they are pretty ubiquitous and they are very sharp and easily replaceable, so you can easily take it out, right? It does not lock, for the record, so this does not actually lock into place. It really is sort of a jackknife type situation where it really stays open because of downward pressure, so I would be careful with that. And then here we have a button and the actual flashlight part. Now, as to this flashlight, it has a maximum output of 130 lumens, which it's supposed to be able to hold for 45 minutes. Then it has a medium setting, 30 lumens, 2.5 hours, or 3 lumens on the low setting, which is supposed to last 15 hours. And then there is a beacon, red and blue beacon, which I'll show you as well. When you purchase the pen, you also get 5 blades, so you get some replacement blades with that, with the whole package. The whole thing weighs 47 grams and it's water resistant for 2 meters deep up to 1 hour. Then do make sure that you actually push that rubber piece here into that socket, because I have felt that when using it, this can become dislodged, and obviously that would reduce waterproofness. Anything else I was going to say? It has a 120 milliampere lithium polymer battery, and I've found the light setting to actually be pretty good. So you activate it with this button. I'll try to cycle through the lights and I'll try to show you. I know this is not the greatest demonstration, but on low it is indeed a very low level light, which is nice for, say, something like map reading in the dark when you don't want to flood yourself. But it is indeed really not bright. Hold the button once setting up, so this would be the 30 lumen setting, and then hold the button again and then you have the full brightness, which I will say I have tried. That does actually light up a room in darkness, so that is pretty good. Final thing I will say is that if you press this button twice, you get the flashlight, the flashing light, I should say, which acts as a beacon. Be careful. I'm just going to activate that, but for people who don't like flashing lights, maybe close your eyes until I say that is safe, okay? So it has a blue and red flashing light, which is a nice way to attract attention, and that is off now. So that's pretty much all there's to it. It's an interesting object, I think, nice for the EDC community, people who enjoy EDC type products. It does offer a lot of functionality, and it's solidly built. Everything you see here is metal, so that really looks, it looks and feels like a solid object. So let's talk about likes and dislikes. What do I like? What do I not like about the Wuben E62? I think there's quite a lot to like about it. It's a practical product which is really meant to be used in an EDC type fashion, and I do think it has very useful functions. A flashlight is a useful thing to have, a little knife is a useful thing to have, very practical. The glass breaker is something that I don't find myself using every day, but it could be useful to have, and that is, I think, for me, this is the type of product that you could leave in a car, for example, have close at hand, and should there ever be anything in ways of an accident or something, this could be useful to have. In general, I think having a little flashlight in a car is not a bad idea, and if you start to carry around a little flashlight, all of a sudden you see how often you use a product like that, and how interesting it is, because you tend to then realize how, or you question kind of how you used to operate without a flashlight, because it suddenly becomes something that you use a lot. Given that it's also rechargeable, I think that's very nice. You don't have to purchase batteries for this. Comes with a little charging cable, a very easy, simple USB type affair, so that makes things really convenient. And I will say, as a light, even though it's pretty small, on its brightest setting, it does a pretty good job at lighting up a space. So it has to be dark for that to work, but it does actually work surprisingly well for such a small device. So I like it a lot. What I did write down is that, unlike another model that I have reviewed, the E61, and this is the E62, the E61 does seem to have a soft lock, which makes sure that the light does not accidentally turn on, then draining the battery. I have not been able to ascertain whether this model has that. I don't think it does. It would be nice, because that can help if you do carry something in a pocket or breast pocket or whatever, that you don't accidentally turn on the light, and then when you need the light, the battery is gone. So I think that would be a nice improvement to see on maybe future iterations. Beyond that, I think it's pretty cool. The final thing I will say is there was something in the manual on one-handed opening of that knife. I mean, I've played around with it, but I don't find this particularly easy to open one-handed. There is a tiny little nub there, which you can sort of put your finger behind, but the problem is that the knife then also pivots out into your hand, not with the edge, right? But still, this is scalpel, so I am being very careful. That one-handed opening, I don't know how I feel about that, and this groove to me is, I can't really get my thumb in to push that open. Now, having said that, you can hold it this way and open it up if you really need to, but I'm not sure about the one-handed opening. Finally, this knife, scalpels are obviously very sharp, and there is no lock, so there's no liner lock or anything that locks that knife in place, so that really requires pressure to stay open, and just be careful with that. Having said that, I think it's a fun product, and I have had fun fiddling with that, playing around with it and such, so I think it's fun. I also think the price, $50, I think that's fair for what you get. It's solidly built, I have to say that. Just like the other products I've seen from this brand, it's a lot of metal. It just feels solid. It's solidly put together, and I'm quite positive about it. So, I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.